Asia Pop 40.
All right, so Dom Lau here from Asia Pop 40, chatting with the very awesome, the very talented, and the very beautiful Michelle Lambert. Michelle, are you there?
I am here. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us here on Asia Pop 40. We're super excited about this conversation, and I hope you are as well.
I am. I'm so glad to chat with you, and I'm very excited to be on Asia Pop 40.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. That's always a good place to start. You started your career as a musician. And when I say career, I mean, back in the day when you were growing up, you first took up the violin, is that right?
That's right. I started Suzuki method, like classical violin, when I was 2 years old, and then kind of went from vocals after that. When I was about 5, I started studying classical, and it all kind of spiraled from there.
And it's, I did a little bit of research. I was looking at your wiki page and everything, and it's not just the violin, it's not just vocals, but drums as well, guitar. I mean, you're a jack of all trades. You really do have a passion for music, don't you?
I definitely do, yeah. The drums started because I guess my rhythm was a little iffy, and my best friend's, my childhood best friend, his dad was a drum teacher, and he was a British guy that was a touring musician. So that was kind of where I realized I could be a professional musician on top of it. So that was my intro to the touring, and kind of making a dream out of the just making a reality of the dream.
Absolutely. And that's great. It's so great that you embraced your passion, you chased your dreams, and now fast forward to today, this is where you are now. But I'm going to go back a couple of years. You had a fantastic opportunity which you grabbed, and you were singing in front of, what was it, like 18,000 people at the NCAA finals. Is that right?
Yeah, it was right on the ground floor for the halftime there, and I was out there by myself, and I was very nervous because there were these cheerleaders out there doing these amazing stunts, and people were completely not cheering for them, and I was like, okay, if they're not cheering for them, I'm gonna have to really get them to notice me. So I went out there and kind of just shredded on the violin. I really did some cool I did some Ozzy, I think it was Ozzy Osbourne, and I did some just kind of different showy stuff. And then I literally was like, come on, show me what you got. So it was a very exciting, thrilling moment, and I really got them to get a rise out of the audience and everything.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So would you say, was that around the time, the transition from all of your classical training, doing your Suzuki method and learning the drums, guitar and everything, was that about the time where you thought, yes, this is for me, I like this, I got such a rush from this, and this is something I want to pursue?
I've been doing the performing for a long time. I think it's been a route of figuring out how to do it and I went to Berklee College of Music, and I studied there for 4 years, and before that I was performing a lot through my teenage years, but I kind of was looking for the right door to open. And I think that moment was realizing the door will open if I put my mind to this and I really go out there and just take the bull by the horns.
And talk about doors opening, and then back into last year, 2015, you dropped your album, Warrior. Congratulations, belated congratulations, by the way. That's fantastic news.
Thank you.
Can you talk to us about the process, in putting that album together? Were these songs that you had written over the course of your entire life, or was it right at the back end, or just talk to us through the process?
Yeah, absolutely. It was pretty much taking the experience of, I've been writing for a long time, but I wanted to do fresh stuff. So I wrote the album really with over a couple of months there, and some of them even in the studio as I was laying them down, we were doing changes and everything. And it was very much in the heat of the moment of the energies there. Let's make this a fantastic record, and it really turned out well. I'm very proud of it. And Warrior is my favorite track on the title, it's the title track of it, obviously. So I'm very proud. I love the fighting spirit too. I struggled a lot kind of growing up and had to do get through a lot of different doors to open to get here, and so I think that really just hits the nail on the head with what it's all about. So.
Sure. That's great. That's so good. And you know what? It's when we play it, it's going to resonate with a lot of people. I can tell you that right now. And people here in Asia are going to love it, no doubt. And I promise you, I'm going to be playing that song for our listeners here in Asia. Now, speaking of Asia, have you been to Asia before?
I have. I've been to Singapore a couple times. I loved it there. I love the food, and I love what's the building with the 3 skyscrapers with the...
Oh, the Marina Bay Sands.
Oh my gosh, that's the most beautiful thing. It's at night when it's all lit up. It's just very cool. I got to eat right in the park across from there.
Excellent.
And I was completely fascinated. And then my brother actually got married there, so I ended up going there for his wedding. So he married a woman from there. So yeah, I'm a little bit connected even. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You are a sister. You're an adopted sister. You are. Let's face it. So I mean, so here in turn lies the next question that I'm gonna have to ask you, and that is, when are you coming back? Because it would be really cool if you could come out and maybe do some performances for your fans out here.
I would love to come soon. You know, I actually got to tour in Malaysia and I had such a good time. And it's so cool to connect with people from other countries. And Southeast Asia is beautiful. I love the food. I actually dated a guy from Thailand and fell in love with I stayed there for about a month and just completely fell in love with the culture. And it's very warm and friendly and just very good vibes. So I would love to come there and tour and do kind of just feel it out and see what I can do. So
absolutely, and we would welcome you with open arms. That is for sure. Now I'm going to go off the reservation just a little bit here. Now I tend to do that sometimes, Michelle, so bear with me. But you know, I have a passion for flying, and I heard a rumor that you yourself also have a passion for flying, and that in fact you are a licensed pilot.
I am, you know, I fell in love with it when I was around 16 and I ended up getting my license. I had a great teacher and I got to go up and I didn't take it as far as I wanted to. I was kind of my plan B. If I didn't do music, I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to either be like a bush pilot out in the middle of nowhere or be like flying the airlines and doing the, you know, having the skies be my office. So.
Sure. That's fantastic. So, oh man, okay. Now I really want you to come out here to Asia so I can talk to you about that kind of thing, because really, flying is my passion. I really do enjoy it, and the one thing that I regret not having done yet is getting my license. So,
how many hours do you have?
Not many. You know what? This is really shameful. I have 22.
That's not bad. Hey, I don't have a lot under my belt because I ended up going off to college and I didn't have a chance to fly after that, but I have around 100 hours. And I took it in and I did a lot at I did soloing, you know, obviously to get your license, and really had a great time. I ended up going with a friend of mine that would take me on barrel rolls and everything, and it was very exciting.
No way. Yeah, I'll say that's awesome. Okay, you know, if it weren't for the fact that we were doing this for Asia Pop 40 right now, I'd be saying, you know what, let's have our own conversation. Let's chat, because that is so cool. That is so cool.
I totally agree. When I saw that, reading an article about you, I was super excited.
Oh man. Okay. Well, listen. Thank you very much. I mean, you know, I'm so looking forward to, you know, everything that comes your way. You deserve it. You are such a passionate musician. You're highly talented. You're a pilot, and you know, so you know, only the very best to you, Michelle. And we cannot wait for you to come out to Asia.
Oh, I can't wait to go there. I'd love to meet you in person. And thanks again for having me here.
And I'm going to hold you to that. We're going to have to get you out here to Asia somehow. Some way, somehow, you're coming out here.
Absolutely. We can go hit the skies.
Okay, one more thing is just one final message, if you would please, to the fans listening right now. What would you like to say to them?
Oh, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the music. I hope to meet you in person and to put on an awesome show for you. And I think life is about living it, so I hope to enjoy, you know, join their journey and yeah, live it up.
Live it up. Exactly. You only get one life. Okay. Thank you very much, Michelle. Take care of yourself and look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Thank you too. Hey, what's up? This is Michelle Lambert and you're listening to Asia Pop 40.